everyone, it's Veronica from Blue Star Crochet. In today's video tutorial, I would like to teach you how to make this really simple, beautiful heart coaster. I have made a few versions, as you can see. So we have a tiny one as well. So this is a tiny heart. It's a little bit too small to be a coaster. So if you wanting to change the size of the heart shape, you could actually just change yarn and size of the hook to make it smaller. So this one is a DK weight yarn or category 3 yarn with 4mm crochet hook, and it's quite tiny, so you can fix this to a Valentine's card or make a bunting or anything you wish. This one is the same DK weight yarn, but I held 2 strands together and used a 5mm crochet hook. So this one came out much bigger than the original, and this one uses DK weight cotton yarn and 5mm crochet hook, so it's roughly the same size as the DK weight held double, because the cotton is much, it just feels much thicker. Okay, so these are cotton DK weight with 5mm hook. This one is DK weight acrylic yarn held double with 5mm crochet hook, and this tiny one is just a single strand of DK weight yarn with 4mm crochet hook. So let's get on with the tutorial, and I will show you how to crochet this super simple heart coaster. So I'm going to be holding 2 strands of category 3 or DK weight yarn together. This is Stylecraft DK weight yarn. It's a box standard acrylic yarn that I'm pretty sure most of the crocheters will have in their stash already. I'm also going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, and I need some scissors as well, and a yarn needle for weaving in the ends at the very end. Okay, so as I said, I'm holding 2 strands of DK weight yarn together for this heart, so that's gonna make the slightly bigger heart, that the coaster size. So we're gonna start with a slip knot. Okay, so I'm gonna loop the yarn around my fingers and twist it over. Now grab the tail end and pull through. Okay, so that's your slip knot, and I'm gonna pop the loop on the hook. There we go. Now I'm gonna start working the heart. So if I just quickly show you the heart again, as you can see, this part is a simple square made, if I turn it this way, it's a simple square made from single crochet stitches. Then we're going to work up this shell on the top edge of the square. Then we're going to turn it to the side and work up another shell on the side of the square, and then we're going to finish it off with just a 1 round of single crochet and chain spaces there. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with, is this square here that makes up the body of the heart. There we go. So we're going to start by chaining 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. So I've got the starting chain of 12. Now I'm going to start working into the second chain from the hook and simply work 1 single crochet. So that's insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's the standard single crochet stitch, and we chained 12, started into the second chain from the hook. So at the end of the row 1, you should finish with 11 single crochet stitches. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and work to the end of this first row, and what we're gonna do next, so this is my last chain, curls a little bit at this point, so we go 11 single crochet stitches, Then we're going to turn, and we're going to start on the second row, okay? So that's chain 1. This chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, and I'm going to go simply through both of the top loops and work 1 single crochet into each stitch right across. Here we go. So I am working across 11 stitches, and to work this square I'm gonna repeat 11 rows. So we've got 11 single crochet stitches worked over 11 rows. That will give us a lovely square shape that we can then move on and make into the heart shape. I have started now on the third row of single crochets, and this part is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and work up 11 rows of single crochet stitches, and I will meet you back when we have the square finished, and we will turn the humble little square into a beautiful heart shape. I have now completed the small square, so it's 11 stitches wide, and I worked 11 rows of single crochet. Just to give you a quick tip, if you lose count of your single crochet rows, it's a simple process to count the amount of rows. If you look closely at single crochet fabric, you can see that you've got kind of ridges, and then you've got these bumps, and then there is another ridge, and then these bumps again. So those are opposite sides of the single crochet rows. So if you count with me, this first ridge is 1 row, then we've got bumps, second row, ridge, third, bumps, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and 11th row. Okay, so we've got 11 rows of single crochet stitches, 11 to be precise. And just to quickly check on your square, you can fold it diagonally across, and if it folds into a perfect triangle like this, you know that the little square you have made is perfectly square. Okay, so just a quick tip to double check on the shape of your square. If you kind of fold it and it's coming up like this, so just forget this bit. If you fold it and you can see the extra row behind, that means that your square is not really square. It's not perfectly square, and your heart might be a little bit wonky. So what I would suggest is go back and adjust the tension or change the size of your crochet hook, just to get this first square kind of as perfectly square as you could possibly get it. Okay, we're gonna now move on to the second part, which is turning this humble little square into this heart coaster. So we are at the top of the last row, and now we're gonna work these beautiful 13 treble crochet stitches that will create this beautiful shell or the heart shape. Okay, I'm gonna pop the loop back on my hook, and I'm gonna turn my work again. We have been working across 11 stitches at the top. So what we need to do now is find the middle stitch of these 11 stitches, and that will be the stitch that we will work all those 13 treble crochets into. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so stitch number 6 is the stitch that we're going to be working into across the last row. Okay, so keep your eye on that stitch, don't lose it. And we're gonna work 13 treble crochet stitches. For treble crochet, I need to yarn over twice, So yarn over twice, insert your hook in that stitch that we found, the middle stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so this is our first treble crochet stitch, and as you can see, it's gonna kind of lie flat against the row. But don't worry, because we need to work 12 additional treble crochet stitches, and they're all gonna be worked into that very same stitch, because we're creating this huge shell to sit at the top of the square to turn this square into heart shape. So I'm going to go ahead and work up 13 treble crochet stitches. As you can see, I've done 3 now, and that will turn the square into the heart shape, or the first half of the heart shape that we need. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Oh, I'm catching it, the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and work them all up. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to speed up a little bit. And if you think, or if you feel that your treble stitches are getting a little bit tight, that is perfect. Just go with it, because the bunching up or the tightness of those stitches is what's gonna make them fan out and make that beautiful heart shape. Okay, the other thing I was gonna say, let the kind of the size of the stitches grow to its full potential. So don't try to make them really small, just go with the flow, allow plenty of yarn, so the size of your stitch is what it should be. So go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So got 2 more to do. So that's number 12. And the last one, as I said, it does get a little bit tight, but that's what we need, because we need these stitches to fan out beautifully. Okay, so here we go. I've got 13 treble crochet stitches. And now what I'm going to do is find the last stitch of the row, and I'm simply going to slip stitch into that last stitch and tighten the yarn as much as you can, because we are at this point of the heart where we need it to kind of curve in and then curve back out to get this beautiful heart shape. Okay, we're gonna now continue down and work the other shell. We're gonna be working down the edge of those rows. So this is the right way up for the square. We're going to turn it this way, and I'm going to work down the side of those rows. What we need to do is find row number 6. Okay, so count with me. I've got the bump, which is 1, the ridge is 2, another bump 3, another ridge 4, another bump is 5, and this ridge running through the middle of your square is row number 6. So as you can see, I'm going to go up this ridge and come to the edge stitch, which is this stitch here. So that's going to be the stitch we're going to work the second half of the heart into. So this edge stitch is going to be the one that I'm going to work 13 treble crochets into. Okay, so I yarned over twice, and I'm going to insert my hook around the edge stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then again yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Okay, this is what I mean about allowing plenty of yarn for the size of the treble crochet, because you don't want it to be kind of bunched up like this. If you place it down on the flat surface, you can see that the treble crochet is tall enough to stretch for the full kind of half of this little square. Okay, so allow it plenty of yarn so the treble crochet can grow. And now I'm going to go ahead and work up the other 13 treble crochets, which are going to create the second shell. I have worked my 13 treble crochet stitches, and now we're going to attach the last stitch into the edge stitch of the first row. Okay, so this is the first single crochet row that we have worked. I'm going to go to the very last single crochet of that row and simply slip stitch into that edge stitch to attach that shell to the side of the square. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment. Now we have been brought to the underside of the foundation chain. This is where we are at the moment. As you can see, that's our starting tail end. What we need to do now is work one single crochet into each chain of the foundation chain on the underside. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook into the first one and work one single crochet. And I'm going to continue all the way across the foundation chain. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. I have worked 11 single crochets across the underside of the foundation chain, which brought us to the bottom point of the heart. So what we're going to do now is chain 2, because we need to turn the corner and we want this bottom point to stay nice and sharp, which now brings us to the other edge of the square. So we're going to be working across the end stitches of each of the rows. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, you can see we have matched both of the sides. So we worked 11 stitches down this side, chain 2, and 11 stitches up the other side of the square. So this is nice and even, 11 stitches on both sides of the heart. We have now come to the first treble crochet of this first shell. So what we're going to do is work across or over this shell just to finish off the edge nicely. But we will need to chain 1 in between every single crochet just to allow for the shell to lie flat and to kind of fan out a little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to work 1 single crochet through the top loops of the first treble. So that's single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the next treble, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the next, chain 1, and you basically repeat the same process across all 13 treble crochet stitches. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and the chain 1 basically allows those treble crochet stitches to lie flat, because if we didn't chain 1 in between, it would kind of start like curling up. Okay, but this way, with the chain 1 in between, it allows it to lie nice and flat. So I have worked across all 13 stitches, and as you can see, they lie nice and flat. They're not kind of curling up into like a little dish. Okay, we have single crochet, chain 1 all the way across those 13 trebles. Now we come to the point in between those shell stitches, and I'm simply going to slip stitch into the previous slip stitch that we did and tighten it up again. So this point kind of comes down nicely. And I'm back at the first treble crochet of the second shell. And again, I'm going to do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, all the way across the second shell stitch to match the other side. And once we have done this, we are pretty much finished with our little heart coaster. So as you can see, it's a really easy, beautiful pattern that you can whip up in no time at all. And that's the last treble. And that brings me onto the first single crochet. And I'm simply gonna slip stitch into the first, then chain 1, and I'm ready to cut the yarn and pull through to fasten off. And here we go. Our little heart coaster is finished. As you can see, it lies nice and flat. It doesn't curl. You could even say that you can get away with no blocking it at all, because at the end of the day, we're going to be placing cups of coffee on top of it. But if you wanted to give it a quick block, you can by all means go ahead and do so. But I think it's pretty neat and tidy as it is. And I've got these white ones in cotton as well. So let's put them all together. So we've got these beautiful heart shapes, and the little one as well, if you wanted to use that for Valentine's cards or cute little bunting. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video tutorial, and I hope you will whip up a couple of these coasters and share them with me. Tag me on social media on Blue Star Crochet over on Instagram or Blue Star Crochet over on Facebook. I would love to see your makes from my video tutorial. If you wanted to check out the written pattern, it is available on my blog bluestarcrochet.com, or you can purchase a PDF pattern from my shops over on Etsy or Ravelry. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so you'll be notified of any future videos or tutorials that I will add to my channel. And once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.